Hey everyone, CPO here, and not very long ago I did a video doing a walk around on my buddy Scott Bove's Jeep. It's the 500 horsepower JK. Go check that out. He's got the Hemi in there. In that video, one of the things I commented on was the fact that he had hood struts so that you could just lift the hood and it stays open. You don't have to mess with this normal hood prop bar. And well, I mentioned in that video I was going to get some. I finally did it. So I'm going to install those hood struts. Literally comes with two 30-pound hood struts, which are by design heavy enough to handle our aftermarket hoods, or in my case, I have a factory hood with an aftermarket cowl scoop on it, which makes it quite a bit heavier. So the 30-pounders will be able to handle that additional weight, and it comes with some very simple hardware. It's a very easy install. In fact, it's raining out here right now. I'm just going to do it in the rain because I know it's not going to take that long. So let's just knock this out. All right, so there's two struts, one on each side of the Jeep, and they're basically going to mount right here and then connect to the hood. And then when you close the hood, they're going to come down in this channel. So the first thing you need to do is make sure this channel's clear. I had to do a little cleanup. I had to move my horn, which was sort of sticking out in here. So if you're like me and you have a bunch of crap going on, just make sure you've got a clear channel so that when this is installed, it doesn't hit anything. Same thing with the other side. I've got dual batteries and I've got some cabling running around. I had to make some adjustments there to make sure I had the channel clear. But the install is really simple. You basically have two balls. One of them is going to go here. I know, that's what she said. One of them is going to go here, and then one of them is going to mount here on the hood, and then you're going to connect the strut to it. And then, yeah, it's really that easy. So 3/8 inch hole here, and the placement, you know, needs to be, it's close to being the same on both sides, but where it goes here really doesn't matter that much. But really what you're looking for is drilling a hole right here in this corner. So what I decided to do to get consistency on both sides is just take a diagonal here from this corner down to this corner, and I'm basically measuring 1/2 inch. And then I made a little X right there using this caliper. You can use a measuring tape or, you know, a pencil or whatever, or it doesn't even have to be 1/2 inch. Just pick something, use it as an alignment point, measure it here, drill your hole, go do the same on the other side, and then your placement should be pretty much similar. All we need to do is have clearance for this to fit through. So where I just set that with a 1/2 inch is going to put it right there. Actually, the ball is going to go on this side, but just to show you, that's where the hole is going to go. So let me drill this out. And as per usual, I'm going to center punch this first. And I'll start out making a small pilot hole. Obviously, I'm doing my best to keep everything out of the way, including my fingers. Now I'm going to move up to a larger size. Now I'm going to drill my final hole size to a 5/16. And that is plenty to get this ball through here. Now I've got a little bit of burring on the back side of this, so I'm just going to take a pair of pliers, flatten that down, and then I'm going to paint that real quick. All right, so normally I would use some automotive touch-up paint that I have laying around and paint that up. I can't find it for whatever reason, so I'm going to use my other method, which is this, some spray paint. I'll just spray it into this plate, just enough to give me something to work with here. And I'll use a Q-tip to sort of apply this paint. Really just anything you can do to cover up these bare metal surfaces, keep them from rusting. It just slows down the monster. Rust is coming for you, but you may as well not leave all the doors and windows wide open. All right, so now slip this ball through here and add in the nylock nut. And it's a 1/2 inch on both sides to tighten that down. There we go. There is my shiny ball. All right, so now what I can do is come in here and just clip this into place, and that'll help me with positioning the other side of this. All right, for the other side, we're gonna use this ball mount here. And I'm gonna go ahead and clip it into place. And it's basically just gonna go in one spot. And I have the hood propped up using the factory hood prop. And that's the same height we're shooting for in the ends. And you can see where mine wants to go. And there's sort of a natural, it's kind of hard to explain, sort of a natural location that it wants to go. But what I would do is match it on both sides. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use those self-tapping screws to tap in on both of the ends here. So in my opinion, based on what I can see here, the further down you can get this, the more outboard it's gonna be from the engine compartment. And because I have a lot going on in here, I'm gonna basically index this right on the edge of where this bend is. And that'll be the point that I put it on both sides. Obviously, I've removed the hood blanket from underneath here. So if you have one of those and it's in the way, you're gonna have to cut it out or move it or fold it or something like that. But all right, so that's where I'm gonna go with it. The hardest part about this is just the angle that you've got to come in at. So grab yourself a seat up in here. Line everything up where you want it. And there we go. First one is in. Now on a factory hood like this, there's no issue All right, there we go. So that is on. Now on the factory hood, the way it's designed, there's no risk in going into the outer layer of the hood. But if you've got a different hood, an aftermarket hood or something, just make sure that wherever you're drilling doesn't take you to a place you don't want to go. All right, so let's do the other side. Same exact thing, measuring the same exact place. Now I have to be much more careful because I've got my battery wires right there. So I'm actually going to stick a scrap sheet of aluminum right there to catch the end of that drill bit. Now you see why I have this little piece of aluminum there. Just makes it easier. So the good news is it's actually stopped raining since I've been out here. And almost always it seems I have the opposite problem. So pretty excited. And I don't have much free room there, but I've got enough. This guy's gonna clip on. Now before I put this on, I wanna show you, here I'm gonna unscrew this. I wanna show you how you would disconnect these struts. If you ever wanted to operate the hood without them, you could just take a flathead screwdriver and come in here and just pop open this clip. That clip spring loads and holds that ball into place. So when you pry up on this, that inner spring will let go of that ball. So we put the ball on there like that. And then to release it, you can come in here and just gently pry with the screwdriver and it will release the ball. So that'll be important to know, particularly here in a minute when we take these off so that we can get our factory hood prop out of there. All right, get my screws ready. And remember what I did last time is I went sort of right to the edge there, let it naturally sit where it's going to sit. Self-tapping screws. All right. So now, just like I showed you before, I'm going to come in here and gently pry on this. To release it, make sure you pry back, not to the side. You want to pull it straight back away from the ball. Now I've got both sides free. I can remove this because I have to lift up on it to remove it. And then I'm going to come over here, slip that one on, then come over here and slip that one on. And now, as you can see, my hood is propped. See, I told you it was a simple install. Now when you're going to close your hood, just simply come down here, close the hood, and close your latches. When you want to open the hood, release the latches, release the lever, raise the hood. It's the way it should have been from the factory. Anyway, guys, yeah, you want a deal on this? Let me help you. So I talked to Scott over at Team Tech Off-Road. All right, he has these on sale right now. I don't know how long the sale's gonna last. They're normally $99.99. Right now they're on sale for $89.99. And if you use the code O3D-Strut, you'll save 20% off of that and you get free shipping. So O3D-Strut, save 20% off the sale price, which makes it ridiculously inexpensive. And it is such a super easy and highly functional modification. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.